Hello everybody, welcome to the custom card review, where we review custom cards. However, I'm not feeling very good, so I'm gonna put on a timer and I'm just gonna review as many as I can in an hour, and then I'm gonna swap over to Master Duel. So what I did for these custom cards, I just went in and just grabbed everything. I just grabbed everything and I just threw it into a thing. I didn't look at any of them beforehand. So I didn't pre-vet these like I usually do, so there might be some rough ones. Just remember, in the custom card review, we do not make fun of these custom cards, and we take them in good faith. All right, let's get into this. Let me use my YouTuber voice. First up, we have Cloudian Eye of the Heavy Storm. This one was sent in by the editor, one of the editors who works on the clip channel.
There I am, Gary!
He's apparently a big fan of Cloudians. He told me I should make Cloudian Kragan, so I tried and I couldn't figure out how those how those work together. 3 Cloudian monsters cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. If this card is link summoned, place fog counters on this card equal to the combined original levels of monsters used for its link summon. Well, that's a lot of fog counters. Then you can activate 1 Cloudian Squall from your deck. Okay, I don't know what Cloudian Squall does. Let me look this up real quick. Cloudian Squall. Oh, it's the continuous card. You're in each of your standby phases, place 1 fog counter on every face-up monster. Really, that's the one. Let's see, then activate 1 Cloudian Skull from your deck. All level 4 or lower Cloudian monsters can activate their effects during your opponent's main phase. Oh, that's good. Some of those cards have effects to like remove fog counters to like discard from your opponent's hand. And other ones have effects to destroy cards. Whoa. While face up on the field, you cannot special summon monsters from your active deck except water monsters. You can remove 4 fog counters from this card to special summon a Cloudian monster from your deck or from either player's graveyard, then place 2 fog counters on it. Okay. Oh, I just realized this is a cloud. This is a Cloudian right there. I thought it was like the side of a alligator's face. Okay, yeah, this is great. This would make Cloudians, well, they'd still be garbage, but this would make them less garbage. Alice discards the other removal. Like, I've played Cloudians before in the past. Like, I know how they work. It's just they're not very good. Yeah, combined with Turbulence has makes it pretty broken. I think a lot of the Cloudians don't have once per turns on their effects, do they? Or I think they do. I think they have proper once per turns. Let me look one up. I think only one of them doesn't have a once per turn. Let's see, Cloudian Atlas, place 1 fog counter on. You can remove 3 fog counters anywhere on the field to discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. Oh no, it doesn't have any. There's no once per turn on that? What? Biggest problem with this card is summoning condition. 3 Cloudians is too demanding. That's, no, I mean, you can get 3 Cloudians real easily with Cloudian Turbulence, because it summons the little fog dudes from your deck. With 2 fog counters, you get 2 fog level 1 monsters, and you go into this no problem. There's a reason we don't get Cloudian support. They don't have once per turns on their effects. Wow, these are not future-proof, especially since one of them discards from your opponent's hand. You can remove 3 fog counters from anywhere in the field, discard 1 random card from your opponent's hand. No once per turn, not even a soft once per turn. Dang, I should play with Cloudians more. If Cloudians had a once per turn, they would be worse. They're already pretty bad, even without a once per turn. That's crazy. Okay, this first one was pretty great. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yes! Yes!
Okay, next up. Cyber Dark Dragon Heartstopper. 2 Cyber Dark Dragons. You can special summon this card by banishing. Oh, you can also special summon this card by banishing a Cyber Dark monster and 1 dragon or worm monster from your or your opponent's graveyard. That's it? Oh, I guess it only requires 2 Cyber Darks. Okay, so it's like an intermediate, kind of like a Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon or whatever it's called. If this card is fusion summoned by banishing monsters, return the fusion materials to the graveyard instead. Wait, what? So if you use Overload Fusion and you banish the cards to fusion summon this card, they just don't move from the graveyard? Do you mean like return them to the graveyard afterwards? Or is it literally they just don't move in the first place? Because if like they return, that's great. If they don't move in the first place, that's neat. But usually that's not how it works. Because like there needs to be some kind of movement in order to designate them as fusion materials. But I guess you just choose 2 cards in your graveyard and they're now fusion materials. So they qualify as fusion materials for other card effects. Return implies they move. Yeah, because like if it returns them, that's really good because that activates cards that have effects when they're returned to the graveyard. Or when they're sent to the graveyard. So you can double up on graveyard effects. Well, it's not important. I'm sure they just meant like to offset the cost of Overload Fusion. Cards banished by this card cannot activate. Wait, cards banished by this card special summon cannot activate their effects. So they are banished. Okay. You can equip one dragon or war monster from either player's graveyard or field to this card, max 1, and if you do, this card gains attack and defense equal to the equipped monsters to it. When a dragon or war monster activates its effect, destroy the card equipped to this card, and if you do, negate the activation. Monsters destroyed by this card cannot activate their effects. You can only special summon Cyber Dark Dragon monsters. You can only special summon this card once per turn. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it has an Omni Negate, which permanently shuts off the effect of the card, like Dark Ruler Hades. I mean, the card is obviously good. Let's just get that out of the way. It's not Omni? Is it only monsters? I mean, monster effect negation's still good, and it just destroys the card. Is it like once per turn you can add the card? Yeah, okay, so once per turn you can attach one, and then it can use it as an Omni Negate. Monster, yeah, it's a good effect. So once you spawn it, you can't activate any of its effects or it loses attack? Exactly. Which is still pretty good. Why Heartstopper though? Because he stops your heart, of course. It's legit just a cheaper but weaker Cyber Darkness Dragon. I'd play it. Yeah, it's easier to bring out. That was reminding me, there's this one card this reminds me of. There's this interaction you probably don't know about. So Dark Ruler Hades has an effect where negate the effects of monsters destroyed by battle with fiend type monsters you control. The thing is, this negation applies in the graveyard as well. And because of its weird old ruling, if it destroys Elemental Hero Neos Alias by battle, it is treated as an effect monster in the graveyard because it negates its Gemini effect. And it's one of the only ways to just treat a Gemini monster as an effect monster in the graveyard. So this is what this reminded me of, because it said, negate the effects of that card. I was like, oh no, that causes so many ruling nightmares, just like Dark Ruler Hades. So, yeah, don't do that. I thought Gemini effects can't be negated. Normally they can't, but Hades kind of ignores rules. Negates things destroyed by battle with this, they negate it for like a specific period. Hades is unique in the fact that it doesn't have like a period on it. It just negates it. Old card being broken as usual. Yeah, like its wording is there's a reason they named Dark Ruler No More after, or they had Hades on it. The real question is it a dragon or a machine? Who knows? Next up we have, oh yeah, these are the Rosemary cards. The first Rose Jar, VTTV. I don't know what VTTV means. Once per turn during your opponent's draw phase, place one Rose Jar card from your hand, deck, or graveyard in your spell and trap card zone face up in the proper order of the second jar, the third jar, and if one Rose Jar card is removed from your side of the field, all of them on your side of the field are returned to the hand. When you have all three Rose Jars on your side of the field, send two of them to the graveyard to special summon Spirit of the Rose from your hand or deck. This card can be placed by the effect of the first jar. You and Rose cards anywhere cannot be targeted by your cannot be targeted your opponent for attacks or card effects or with legal allegations. You can discard this card, add the first Rose Jar from your deck to your hand. So let me show you another old obscure card. Arcus the Lightsworn Druid. Neither player can target Lightsworn monsters anywhere with card effects. During each of your end phases, send the top two cards of your deck to the graveyard. Anywhere. Which means if you have Lightsworns at home, your opponent's not allowed to target them. If you have Lightsworns that are banished, they can't be targeted. If they're in the graveyard, nope, can't be targeted. If they're in your deck, they can't be targeted. They can't be targeted anywhere. This is... This is, they don't do this. This is the only card that does this. And there's a reason they don't do this. This causes ruling nightmares. Because, how does a card target a card in the deck if it doesn't say it targets? Well, you gotta know the rulings. Why is Rosemary in a jar? Because you can fit roses in jars, I believe. Next up, we have the third Rose Jar. This card can only be placed on the field by the effect of the first Rose Jar. Rose cards anywhere are unaffected by opponents' activating effects, legal allegations, and the Geneva Conventions unless they target this card. You can discard this card, add first Rose Jar from your deck to your hand. Spirit of the Rose. It's a level 6 plant, 2400 attack. Is it level 6? Yeah. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned by the effect of the first Rose Jar. When this card is special summoned, you can special summon up to 4 plant monsters from your hand, deck, or graveyard. Then make all monsters in the field level 10. Once per turn, you can steal 1 piece of furniture your opponent owns from anywhere. And if you do, give it to a VTuber in need. And if you do that, the VTuber legally owns the furniture now. Wow. No furniture. Is Rosemary watching? No, there's no way. Blue Eyes Ultimate Shining Dragon. This card cannot be normal summoned or set, and must be special summoned from your hand by sending 1 Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from your field or extract to the graveyard, and cannot be special summoned by other ways. Alright, it's immediately easier to bring out than the original Shiny Dragon. This card gains 300 attack for every dragon in both players' graveyards. If a card or effect that targets exactly 1 dragon monster you control no other cards, you can negate the effect if you destroy the card. You can only use the effect of this card once per turn, quick effect. You can tribute this card, send 1 card your opponent controls to the graveyard, and if it was a monster, its effects along with the effects of the card to the same original name as the monster negated until the end of the next turn. If this card is tributed, you can special summon from your graveyard 1 Blue Eyes Fusion monster or 1 monster listed. Blue Eyes monster is a fusion material ignored in summoning conditions. If this card is tributed, you can tribute this card, send 1 monster your opponent controls to the graveyard. If this card is tributed, special summon from your graveyard a Blue Eyes Fusion monster or a monster that lists a Blue Eyes monster as a fusion material ignored in summoning conditions. So you can bring itself back? I was gonna say, like, if this card brings itself back, then it's like DPE, which is really good. Because you can tribute the card in order to dodge card effects. But it doesn't. Like, the negate is good. The thing is, like, I know it can send Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from your deck to the graveyard to bring itself out, but it can't be brought out with its effect. Like, I know it says ignored in summon conditions, but even ignored in summon conditions, you can't bring it out unless it was brought out properly first. So you would have to properly bring out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon Fusion monster in order to have its second effect live. Because that's just how the rules work. So, like, I get the intent of it. Like, it cheats out a Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which I'm all for, but it can't. Its effects just don't work the way it's probably intended. Like, you can bring out Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon if it's brought out properly first. They really did change that ruling. Now, I think the ruling should probably stay in there. Because there's too many cards that send monsters from the extract to the graveyard. People don't understand ignore the summon condition is more for monsters with the claws cannot be special summoned. Yep. The thing is, ignore the summon conditions does work if it's from the deck or the hand, just not the graveyard or banish zone. Once it enters the graveyard or banish pile, it no longer is cheatable unless it was properly brought out first. God, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rules are so weird. Yeah, man, there's lots of like weird rulings we're going over today. Like Hades and the Lightsworn card and properly summoned. Oh, here they are. Dark Spelcian flavor coming soon. Zork ritual flavor. You can activate this card. When you activate this card, roll a 6-sided die. For the rest of this turn, you can ritual summon monsters from your hand or graveyard as long as their levels is equal or lower than the dice result, or tribute monsters you control whose combined levels equal or exceed the levels of the ritual monster minus the dice result. If this card is in the graveyard, you can send 1 Zork monster from your deck or hand to the graveyard, add this card to your hand. Wait, so if I get this correctly, you roll a 6-sided die, and then if the levels match a ritual monster, you can just bring it out without tributes. Correct? But if it's not, you can just subtract the result from the amount of tributes required. Coming soon. Dark Spelcian flavor. Let's see what the Zork retrain looks like. Zork after the gym, level 9. Fiend Ritual. You can ritual summon this card with Zork Ritual flavor. You can discard this card, roll a 6-sided die, destroy cards in the field up to the dice result. Oh my god, this is already better than Zork. That's an excellent effect. When your opponent draws a card or adds 1 or more cards to the hand, reveal the cards and roll 6-sided die. Banish face down any revealed monsters with a level equal or lower than the rolled result. If this card leaves the field by an opponent's card, roll a 6-sided die. If you roll lower than 6, special summon Zork tokens in a number up to the dice result. So it has a pseudo Darklaw effect, which is conditional on if it banishes the card or not. And then if it leaves the field, it special summons tokens unless you roll a 6, in which case it doesn't. Yeah, this is good. Matthews Pion Castelli, he always sends in excellent cards. And he also draws his own artwork too. Well, we've reached... Ooh, I was gonna say we reached the end of this because I need to stop. Serpent of Ged, Devourer of Suns. I have to read this one. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own effect, and cannot be special summoned in other ways. You can only control 1 of these cards. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card anywhere, special summon this card from your hand, then negate the activation, then have your opponent's life point. No, then have your life points. Okay. Well, to say, that's too much. Gains defense equal to the highest attack on the field. Neither player can target cards anywhere with card effects. Except this card. If this card leaves the field by an opponent's card, special summon Divine Serpent Gap from your deck, ignoring its summoning conditions. You can only use this effect once per turn. Man, this card just really hates targeting, doesn't he? Can't target anywhere. Yeah, anywhere Richards. Yeah, you see anywhere a lot on custom cards, funnily enough. Okay, well, I had Red Eyes Darkness Retrain, and you skipped it. Ugh. Yeah, I had to skip a lot of them because I ran out of time. Okay, well, I'd planned on reading more, but I need to stop there. I'm going to take a small little break, then I'm going to go to Master Duel.